Hey guys, Lloyd here with you from South Georgia with our awesome podcast, Sounds from the Shed, where we shed light and feature and just have fun with independent artists. And today I've got a dear friend from Nashville, Miss Stacia Watkins, on with us today. How are you doing, my dear friend?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to have you on today. Now,
It's
you're a
just
South
good to see
Georgia
ya.
girl, but you've been in Nashville for like how long now?
15 years.
Well,
No.
I think the last time I saw you was a Colgate Country Showdown. And
Oh my gosh, that was forever ago.
no, remember those
What the
things?
heck? Man. Now there's a blast from the
That's one of the
past.
OG talent searches back in the day.
It was. I did the Colgate Country Showdown, I think, every year. Now you
Yeah,
want to
and
talk
you
about a
always,
bridesmaid, never a bride.
oh, I'm with you, girl. I know you're in good company, trust me.
Oh my gosh, I'd forgotten all about that.
So how's things been going up there in Tennessee with you?
Good. I mean, I'm lucky enough that I kind of work in the business a little bit
Yeah.
in the old music business. So I get to see that side of it, which I think is interesting. But then I also get to be creative.
Yeah.
So that serves that side too.
Now,
So
you
I
dropped
mean,
your single Half a Heart on the 7th of November earlier this month, which I
yes.
absolutely love. I've always loved your voice. And you do need to start putting more music out there. That's my only request.
Yeah, I know. I do. I'm getting there. I'm already
Yeah.
planning the next one.
So tell me the story about this one. Who'd you write it with, and what was your inspiration, and what got you going on?
So Half a Heart to me is a really special song, and we wrote it a long time ago, which I think you hear a lot from songwriters, that they wrote these pocket of songs like so long ago, and then all of a sudden they're like, maybe I should release that. And look, if anybody else wants to record it and send me ye old direct deposit money, which
Wait
is
on the
just
mail
different than
money.
mailbox money now. But my friends and I, Cassidy, Lynn Alexander, and Beth Ogden, wrote the song back in 2015.
Wow.
And at the time, I was pretty heartbroken from just a thing, and still trying to figure out, how do you process those kinds of emotions and all of that. And I had gotten to a part where I felt like the Lord had really gotten me over that hump. And so we just started talking about it, and Half a Heart came out. Now, of course, there are liberties because I was never married and that kind of thing, and it talks about that. But isn't that the great part about songs that you write, that they mean something to? Yeah, I wrote it from one place, and then it means something to somebody else from another place.
Well, you're still a young artist, so.
Well, thank you. I'll take that.
Look, because I totally agree with you, and a lot of other songwriters I've talked with, same thing. A lot of the stuff I wrote years ago, and it's really cool to look back at that season in your life. And I think one of the best pieces of advice I got was from a good friend in Nashville, because we got on the subject of an artist being older, and I'm like, you know what? I feel kind of bad. I'm putting this stuff out, and I'm older. I'm not a spring chicken. And she said, well, Lloyd, you had to live long enough to have those stories. I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, because otherwise it'd be, what is it? Girl truck beer, girl truck beer.
Yeah, right. But that's good though, because I'm not actually considered what you would think a young artist would be considered, right? I'm 42 years old.
You're still a
And
baby.
so, well, thanks. And I'm just praying that my mama and my grandma's good genes will continue to make me look like a baby. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But I sit there and think, because I think we can get into the mindset that we hit a certain age and this business tells you that you're expired, right? And the thing that I keep saying to myself, and the thing that I keep praying about and saying to other people, is that the Lord can do with you at 20 what he can do with you at 80, right? And so I just think every year, I just hope that I will be vulnerable enough from the things that I have experienced up until now to write from a more vulnerable place, to have fun with it, and to not feel so pressured, right? Because you are at a different age, where when you were chasing it at, I've been singing since I was 4 years old. Every fair, festival, and funeral this side of the Mason-Dixon line,
You've
since
done
I
the
was
3
4.
Fs?
The 3 Fs.
The festival and the funeral. I think we
All
got
of
us a line there, Stacia. I think we got a line. We're on to something here.
But Well, then we can write it together. That'd be
Let's
good.
do it. I'm all about a co-write.
That would be love it.
And
But
that's what another thing I wanted to ask you. Do you co-write with other artists a lot, or do you find it's better for you to just do it yourself, or do you write it yourself and then you say, "Hey, this is what I've got," and you go with some of your compadres and ask them what they think of
I think it's a little bit of all of it. So before I moved to town, I had never written when I was in my teenage years and 20s and that kind of thing because I didn't play an instrument, right? I had tried and tried and tried, half tried, and then just wasn't interested because I liked the entertaining part of it, right? So by the time I started writing songs, I was in a band in Atlanta and we started writing, but then I would sit at the house and write by myself and write melodies. And so that's all I was doing was writing really by myself until I got to Nashville and then started writing with a lot of other people. So I think it just depends on what I've got going on. I have a lot of song ideas that I will bring into a write, or there's some that I feel like I'm just supposed to do by myself. Even if it's taking a long time, I got to figure it out
Yeah.
because I need to do that.
What is your favorite part? Is it more so the writing, the creation, or is it just getting out and performing? It doesn't matter if it's one of yours or somebody else's.
Well, I like the performing. I love to write. But you know what? I heard something this past weekend. I was lucky enough to go to the medallion ceremony at the Country Music Hall of Fame. And that's where they induct, for all folks who don't necessarily know this, that's where
Yeah.
they induct the new members of
Kenny
the Country
Chesney
Music
got
Hall of Fame.
inducted this year finally, didn't he?
Yeah, so it was Kenny Chesney, Tony Brown, who was at MCA for a long time and what produced Reba and George Strait and all these people, and then June Carter Cash. And one of the things that they talked about with June Carter Cash was that she did all of these things. She played an instrument, she was an actress, she was a singer, she was a songwriter. But she didn't call herself an artist, she called herself an entertainer because she encompassed a lot of things, but she wasn't one thing. And I thought, I think that's more of what I am. I'm an entertainer. I
You
don't know
are.
that I'm the best songwriter in the world. I'm not saying that I'm the best whatever, but I think I can encompass all of it, if that makes sense.
It makes perfectly good sense because I think you and I are kind of on the same. I mean, I love writing. I love creating. I love the idea and the romance of, you know what? I created something that's going to be here whenever I'm gone.
Right.
Regardless if anybody hears it or not, or ever, sees a video or hears it. It's still cool saying, I'm at the age now, I'm older, I'm no spring chicken, but it's still cool that I want to create stuff because a lot of times when an artist or anybody, not necessarily even an artist, when people get older, they lose that spark to want to create. And I think that's kind of what makes them wilt away, if you will.
Right. No, I think that makes sense. I mean, I think that happened to me a few years ago. Back in 2016, I released my first EP. I was touring England and Ireland and performing and had some singles that did really well over there. And then was supposed to go back that fall to be the opener at the BCMAs, which is the British Country Music Awards.
Wow.
But as an independent artist, and I think we talked a little bit about this, but as an independent artist, when you're self-funding and that kind of thing, it really does put kind of a hamper on it. And I think by that time I'd kind of gotten not I can't even think of the word. I, I think I needed a break because I just didn't know who I was or whatever. So
How
I
long a
think I
break
got
did
off.
you take?
I think the last time I recorded was in 2019.
Wow.
And so really COVID hit.
Huh.
And, at the time because I work in the business, I was helping do a lot of things for artists and that kind of thing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I needed a break. And so, I mean, this is the first year that I've recorded since then, really.
Awesome. Well, I see you out playing because I keep up with you on your social media, and I've seen you have done. How many writers rounds have you done at the Bluebird? Because honestly, that's kind of one of my bucket lists. I'd love to do I'd do a songwriters night at the Bluebird.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep that in
Well,
mind.
you keep that in mind. I would absolutely love that. That is a bucket list. Of course, that
Okay,
and everybody's got the Opry on there. So, well,
for sure.
Bluebird, oh man, that is a bucket list. I just love listening rooms, period. And with me
Yes.
being in South Georgia, we don't have those down here.
Mm-mm.
You know that. I mean, the closest one you got is in Macon, or you can go down to Florida. but I love listening rooms because one of my reasons why I do love country music so much is I love the stories.
Right.
And I love the story behind that, behind whatever that line that person came up with, that artist came up with. There's a reason why, and I want to know, and maybe that's just the old man in me. I don't know. Um,
Stop.
it's if you want to do a listening room around here, you basically got to go to a venue like a restaurant or somewhere and say, "Hey, I want to sell tickets to this venue." I
Yeah.
mean, so we've got friends down here that we've actually done that, and it's so much fun. But yeah, that's definitely one of my bucket lists to go up there and do that.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that for sure.
All right, so now you've been in Nashville for 15 years. I really want to know this because I ask everyone this that's in town. What's been one of the biggest lessons that Nashville has taught you?
Patience, probably.
I hope you're not
That's
praying for patience, or
well, the Lord keeps testing me.
pray for that grace, girl. Don't pray for that patience.
Right. I'd just be praying for all of it. The Lord, I just start talking. The Lord's like, "Oh, she's gonna chat again." Okay, I'll tell you one thing it's taught me. I came to town and I really think that you gotta figure out who you authentically are because I started doing and writing how I thought I should be writing, how I thought I should be performing, how I thought I should be doing this. And I think that weighed on me.
Hmm.
And that's probably what also caused me to take that break because I had gotten far or maybe didn't even really know
Hmm.
who I was as an artist and maybe even as a person. So I think Nashville kind of has taught me that you have to really come to town not knowing who you are necessarily, but not being afraid of finding out who that is and
Yeah,
staying that way.
yeah. Have you found that you've got your people that you can lean on up there? Have you been there long enough to say, "Hey, this is what I've come up with, and what do you think about this?" I mean, because a lot of times you get up there, it's a big city, and yeah, you meet a lot of people, but do you really get close to them?
Yeah, I have. Now I will say the Lord has blessed me in that way because when I came to town, I moved to town and already knew somebody.
Hmm.
But my best friend from college moved with me so I wouldn't be alone.
That's
And
all.
then before I ever moved to town, a pretty big writer and who's written a lot of great country music songs had found me on the internet and had hired me to do a demo. So by the time I came to town, which wasn't too long after that, she kind of swept me up
Hmm.
in with her folks.
Yeah,
And then they've stayed, all those folks have stayed my family since then.
that's awesome.
So then you also meet your own little groups, right? Because in the artist community, you kind of latch onto each other because you're all doing the same thing. But yeah, I have a really good village because all my family is still in South Georgia, Middle Georgia. So I need that here for sure.
All right, so you told me about your favorite thing, of course, is performing live. If you could pick one thing, what would be like your favorite part of it, of course? Have you got a particular show or a venue that stands out? It seems like the older I get, I like the more intimate settings. I always
I do
thought and
too.
dreamed I wanted to do the arenas and the big coliseums, but the older I get, Stacey, I'm more like, I just want to take my guitar and go do a little cool little intimate set. I don't care if
Yeah.
there's 10, 20, 50 people there.
Yeah. I'm the same way. The Bluebird for me is my favorite. Even while I was kinda on that hiatus, I still was lucky enough to be able to play the Bluebird. So, there to me, and I said this the last time I was there, to me, the Bluebird, which is just so steeped in history, I mean,
Yeah.
it's been around, what,
And they're
40, 50
building all around it,
years.
aren't they?
They are,
She's
they are.
hanging on.
I went right past it the last time I went. I was like, "How'd I pass the Bluebird?" But it's so steeped in history that the last time I was there, I told the audience that, for me, if the Opry is the pinnacle, for me, always the Bluebird was
Yeah,
right there at it.
yeah.
And so I like a listening room. I like that intimate setting where people are there to listen and you tell the stories and you play with your friends and it's just this fun thing. So that to me is probably one of my favorites
Well,
for
now that you
sure.
gotten fired back up and you're writing and you're creating, who are some of the artists today that's either in or outside of country that's kind of inspiring your creativity? Have you got somebody in mind?
Well, I think Trisha Yearwood is always going to be at the top of my list. For me, she is queen. And she has just started writing all of her own
She
stuff
is,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so I actually got to see her at Tin Pan South, which is the huge songwriters festival that we have here in town.
Was
So
she
Trisha
playing her
Yearwood,
little baby Taylor that G got her?
no, but she did play that at I saw her do the Trisha Yearwood and Friends do the songs of Linda Ronstadt,
Mhm.
and she did play there
Yeah,
one song. But the thing I like about her is that she's still who she is when she
she
first
is.
started. She just, but I love listening to her stuff. I've kind of gotten into where I listen to I love a lot of this stuff too, like Sabrina Carpenter. I love Brady Carlisle. A great artist out of Scotland is Lewis Capaldi, who is a great
Phenomenal.
writer.
He is.
Great writer.
Yeah.
So I love all the country music too that I grew up with,
Mhm.
you know? So I'm still inspired by all of that.
So if you could pick somebody in Nashville right now that you could collaborate with, who would it be?
Oh, Brady Clark,
Yeah, that's a
hands
good choice.
down. Yeah, she's just I think she's a great melody writer, but she's also just a great lyricist. So for me, she is at the top of my songwriting bucket list for sure.
So one of the things I do love about this podcast is I encourage artists that are just getting started or getting their feet wet or just wanting to learn something, even if it's an artist that's been around a while. I love it that people watch this to kind of get an idea of what's going on out there in the real world. And I always ask folks, because Lord knows I make mistakes every day. I'm still making them. I've made so many of them that I've learned from.
Same, same.
What's been probably one of the biggest pieces of advice that you would give a young songwriter or an artist that's trying to find their own voice?
So I was just told this year, and it helped fire me up too. And so I write it down every month in my planner so I can look at it. You cannot possess what you don't pursue. So if that is writing, if that is performing, whatever that is, you can't possess it unless you prepare for it, unless you pursue it, right? So the one thing I did when I got to town, and that I would encourage anyone moving to town, or even not, if you're just here visiting and you're wanting to write and do all that, find a writer's round, do that kind of thing and go to as many as you can because you're learning from other people, but you're also meeting people. And for me, that was a big thing. And I don't think that changes. Even 15 years on, I think that would be the same solid advice. Pursue it and just do as many things as you can so you meet people.
All right. So you've been doing this a long time. At what age did you think you really found your voice? I guess the reason why I'm asking this is I've played music all my life. My biggest thing that got me was I played in cover bands for so long. And when you sing in the covers, you kind of try to mimic the record as close as you can to just kind of
Right.
so people associate with it. And I think because I started so late on doing original material, I had the worst time trying to find my own voice.
I get that.
Mm. Did you ever have an issue with that? Gary D, my producer, and he plays in the band with me.
Mhm.
Because I told him that when I first got started, I said, Gary D, I don't know. I know how to sing, but I don't know how to sing me. I don't know where my voice is. And he says, son, the only way we're going to figure that out is just get you in that booth and keep beating it out of you. I'm like,
It's true.
geez, that's so graphic.
It is, but it's true. That's
So,
solid advice.
but that's what I'm asking you though, because you've been doing it for so long. At what point in time did you find, okay, this is my voice, this is my tone, this is how I deliver it, and this is me? Was it early on, or did it take you a while to figure that out?
I think it probably was early on, but if something stands out to me, it was probably the first song I ever wrote by myself
Yeah.
called I Believe. And to me, that's where I think I started kind of figuring it out because I was
Mhm.
the same. I grew up singing all covers. I think I had one original song at one point that I went online when finally got that internet. These kids these days don't know about that.
That dial up.
That dial up. I had to dial up and find someone in Colorado who had written a great song and asked if I could sing it. But when I first, I was playing in cover bands and doing that whole thing too. So you're right. It is a little bit harder. But when I wrote that first song, I thought, okay, I'm getting somewhere. And I started doing demos for other people.
Mhm.
So I was demoing other people's original music, which they kind of wanted you, which there's a structure to that, that you gotta do it the way they want you to do it. But at the same time, they picked you for a reason,
Mhm.
right? So you're also getting to do a little bit, put your own little flavor in that.
That's funny you brought that up about singing on demos, because I think one of the best conversations I've ever had was with Trisha when she was talking about all those years that she was just singing demos just continuously every day for those studios. I mean, this was before she was an established artist. And to hear her say, it's $50 a song. That's what I got paid. And I was just churning them out. So I could only imagine. I mean, I guess it'd be like a lyrical sweatshop, I guess, if you're doing
Yeah,
I mean, but you literally, you do find your voice when you're doing that because you're doing it so much.
right. I mean,
So
it is really true that you do that,
you just have
and
to
you're
keep
also
doing it.
working in the studio with people and with writers, so you're kind of getting that experience as well.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the same way with writing too, because if you talk to anyone who's successful about writing or that are really doing well at their craft, they say dedicate time and write every day. I mean, it's just any type of rehearsal. I mean, you're rehearsing writing and doing it
Yeah, it's
out. I
muscle
mean,
memory,
muscle memory. So,
working that muscle.
yeah. So, how often do you find yourself? Are you doing a certain amount of time during the week, or what? How do you normally do it?
So I'm just kind of getting back into that. And because my job is it's rewarding, but it's demanding. I have to really structure time within my week to do it. So I'm trying to make sure that I schedule rights, no matter what that looks like, if it's after work or whatever, or I schedule in my planner time during the week to just sit down, which is what I did before I moved to town. I just sat down at the computer and was banging out whatever I could. So that's kind of my process,
Hmm.
but I'm getting more into it, so I'm having to learn to be more structured about it. Not like when I was a kid and moved to town and I was working till 4 o'clock and then would go right until about 8 or 9 and then record till 3. I don't have those bones anymore.
Yeah.
I still do some of it, but I get tired. But that's kind of my process.
Well, with all that said and done, what would you want to for people to remember about Stacia Watkins and her music? Is there anything in particular?
Yeah, that I think that it was true to who I am, which I am Southern. I am sassy, I think.
Yeah, you are,
I
girl. I love it.
am I have there is I like something that's funny and that's gonna tug at you.
Yeah,
So I hope that when people listen to the stuff that I have put out or the things that I will do from now on, that you had fun, that you cried, that you laughed, that you felt all the stuff. I basically want to take you on a roller coaster.
yeah.
And at the same you get off that thing, you're like, "Woo, that was fun." So that's kind of what I hope people get from it.
Well, that leads me to my next question. So, what does success in music look like for you personally? Is it
Well,
chart
I think it
hit?
looks
Is it connection? Is it impact? Is it what would be success in your eyes?
I think success in my eyes right now, and I don't want to say this because I think the Lord can do anything, right? So I don't want to put a block on it, and I don't ever think you should, no matter what age you are, or where you think you're at, or where you don't think you are. But for me, I want to be creative. I want to put music out. If I'm continuing to write and to be creative and put music out and do those things and playing shows, to me right now that is success because I wasn't doing that a few years ago. I had stopped doing that. And so it looks a little different than 10 years ago when I wanted to play arena. Now, from my mouth to God's ears, I will still do that.
But don't get
But right. I will show up. If you open a door, I will walk through it.
I'm thankful for all that you have given.
Right. And all that you continue to give.
And may
Amen.
please continue to rain those blessings down on me.
Right. Yes, Lord. I do
Yes,
not put
Lord.
any kind of stop on anything. But right now, for me, I want to write and I want to put out stuff. I
Yeah,
want to put out good music and stuff that is authentically who I am now. That's successful
love
to
it.
me.
I
That's
love it.
success.
And of course, Half a Heart got released on November 7th, guys. Go ahead and add it to your favorite playlist.
Yes.
whatever your favorite streaming platform is. But we really would appreciate you to go ahead and get you a Spotify account and add it on whatever Spotify playlist you got, because that is still what the measure of the business. Is it still the measure of the business?
Yeah, I mean, it's streaming is the whole thing.
Well, let me ask you
That is
this
the whole
now. Are
thing.
you actually are you still doing, like, on your website, are you going to do tangible, like any vinyl, CDs, or any type of merch on there on your website? Are you doing any of that?
Not right now, not hard product like CDs for
Yeah.
sure. Not right now, because that's just it's kind of moved out of that. You know, the business has changed so
I know it
much.
has, but I'm
It's
still
kind of moved
trying to
out
be
of that.
romantic about it and say,
I know.
people
Now
still
I
want
would
to
like a
hold it and read the
vinyl.
liner cards.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
the
do too,
old
because I'm
man
the
in me
same way.
speaking. Sorry.
Except now I click the song and I hit view credits and I go on and read all the credits.
I'm trying to help you.
I know, I know, I know.
I'm to help you.
Um, it's just where we're at right now.
I know
Eventually,
it.
though, I would like to. I am working on a new project, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind that being on vinyl
So
for
tell me
sure.
about
That would be a dream.
what you got coming up. Are you going to do singles? Are you going to do an EP? Or is there an album in the plans? What do you got in the works?
Okay, so I'm releasing. So we just did Half a Heart. We've
Uh-huh.
got a new single coming out first of the year. So right now it's kind of singles,
Mm-hmm.
but the plan is to always write
Yeah.
towards an EP, at least 6 songs, right? So to get to that part, of course. And then what I've got upcoming is December 28th. I am doing the artist spotlight or the Sunday spotlight. So it's an artist spotlight at the Bluebird. So it's an
Uh-huh.
hour show, just me, different than a writer's round, and that'll be at 6 o'clock. So,
So
yeah,
just
I'm
you
really
for an
excited
hour,
about
the
it.
Bluebird.
Yeah. So I'm
You
really
need a drummer
excited.
or a guitar picker?
Hey, well, I already got them,
I know
but
you do. And I
if you
tell
could play
everybody
the
I'm not a drummer
spoons,
and I am not a guitar picker.
if you could play the spoons, I need a cowbell. You can't ever have too much cowbell.
Never have too many spoons and
Never.
pickers.
Yes, never have too many
That's
triangles and cowbells.
exciting. So basically got your own show for an hour at the Bluebird on a Sunday afternoon. Sunday fun day with Stacia.
Yes. So
I
6 o'clock.
love it.
Tickets go on sale December 22nd.
How much are tickets?
Tickets, I believe they're $12.
My God, you can't beat that.
Yeah. So
If you
I
can't
mean,
get a
it's gonna be
concert
good.
ticket now for less than what, $300?
No, you can't. And the good thing is, you know how it is. It's 90 people, I think
Yeah.
95 people in this place. And it's just, and I'm also excited because this is the first artist show I've done in the last couple of years because I've been doing all the writers rounds. But I'm excited. So I'm bringing out some new songs, stuff I
Oh,
haven't played in
girl,
a long
I am so
time.
stoked for you for doing this. This
It's
is
going to be
amazing.
fun.
All
And
right.
we got to get you up here too.
Well, I'm
Do
coming
all the
up.
stuff.
I got gas in the truck. You just tell me when to be there. I'll come on up.
Well,
And
look,
Katie,
don't
she
tempt
don't
me
mind
with a
riding
good
to
time.
Nashville with me at all. She'll get in the truck and go to Nashville with me.
Okay, that's good because I have asked like Derek Dove played with me at the Bluebird. I think
Yep.
he's played with me once or twice.
Yeah.
So I look, don't tempt me with a good
He
time.
and
I
I've
will
been
give
doing
you a
some
call.
duo stuff, and we've had the best time because we just laugh. Oh my gosh. Well, you know how Derek is anyway.
Oh
He's
yeah,
so
and
much
I've known
fun.
him since I was 16. But I used to play in his daddy Don's when they had a band together.
Huh?
I was a chick singer.
Girl.
And so
Man,
we always had a good time.
I love hearing his stories about Don.
It's the best. He was the best. He was the absolute best. And he was also, and Derek is this way too, but Don was also so encouraging of other artists, musicians. I mean, he loved it. And Derek's the same way. So it's
Derek
crazy.
gets it. You
He
get
does.
it. And a lot of other artists get it, especially in the independent world. This is not a competition. We
No,
need to work together. Let's collaborate. Let's love on each other. Let's love
I
on each
agree.
other's social media because that's how the wheel works. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
and it's just so good when people lean on each other and you can support each other like that because it's tough in these streets, ain't it, girl?
It is. And why wouldn't you?
Why
Because, I
wouldn't you?
mean, there's room enough for all of us.
Everybody.
There's room enough for everybody. So I want all of my folks, I want anyone that wants to get in this craziness
Yeah.
to succeed in whatever that looks like for you.
So
I have always been
give
that
me all
way.
your favorite social media platforms and where people can find you. Because I know you're on, what's your favorite go-to? Is it Facebook or Instagram or?
Instagram, everything is at Stacia Watkins, and I just joined the Yield Tic Tac, so
I
I'm
seen you
learning
on
how
there,
to do
girl. I
that.
love it on you. I saw them little dachshunds on there.
My foray into video making, but I just download some software, so I'm gonna try it and see what
You're
happens.
gonna do wonderful, especially if you start just putting stuff of you singing up. Oh my gosh, y'all have got to go listen to her. If you have not listened to her voice, it is angelic.
Oh my gosh, well,
How about
thank you. I
that?
appreciate
Huh?
that.
That's a big
Thank
word
you.
for me.
I like that angelic. Angelic. Now let's spell it.
Lord, I did win a spelling bee one time in 3rd grade.
One in like 6th grade,
You
but
know
I
what my
lost.
prize was? It was a Sprite from the teacher's lounge. I'll never forget it. Within the teacher's lounge, of course, it smelled like smoke and nicotine, and it got me a
Right.
Sprite out of the drink machine.
But wasn't that the best prize? Like, if you could go into the teacher's lounge,
Yeah, and I'll never forget it.
hey, that's something right. And see, that's something right there that you will continue to brag on until you're about 90. But like, I beat the smartest girl in school at a
In 3rd
spelling bee.
grade.
I love it. Well, I thought I won it, but I lost it by like one person, and I lost on the word parakeet.
Lord, I don't even think I could pull that one off right now.
Well, I believe I know how to spell that darn word now.
Stacey, thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Thank you. I've so
So
enjoyed it.
much fun. Y'all look her up. I'm going to head. I'll tag her in all my posts here, of course. But y'all go ahead and look her up. And whatever you stream your music on, any of it, look her up right now.
Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate you. It's good to see you, my friend.
You too.